We've all lost jobs, we've been attacked. All of my old friends and trainees I don't talk to anymore. But here's the positive in that is, along with that transformation of my career, my network of colleagues, another one has grown in its place, and a new body of knowledge has grown in its place. Like I didn't know 2 years ago that the journals were completely captured by the pharmaceutical industry. I did not know that. I didn't know that what appeared in journals is what they allow to appear in journals. I didn't know the amount of lies that were infiltrating in science. And so I call myself kind of a recovering physician now, because what I thought was true before is not. And what happened with the FLCCC is we always stuck to the science as best we could, to data, to pragmatic guidance, to learning from others, still believing that anecdotal evidence is powerful. It's the only evidence doctors have ever used, right? The powers of observation. When you give someone, a patient, a medication, and within 8 hours, after being ill for 7 days, in 8 hours, they tell you they're starting to feel better, that might work. You don't need a randomized controlled trial for that. And so, that's all we've tried to do is evolve with the data and share that. And this organization, I've been listening and thinking about Matthias Desmet and his writings. If you don't know who he is, he's a psychologist, and he talks about totalitarianism, and he contrasts that with traditional dictatorships. And we are in an era, this is a historic time, of a global totalitarianism. And it's been waged and won through information, control of information, and the propagation of false information. The world has gone mad. And I don't want to blame the world. The world has gone mad because it has been completely drowning in propaganda and censorship. The voices of truth, of science, of pragmatism are being drowned. And, the simplest goals that I think they're going after is the financial ones. And I'm most comfortable talking about those because the other ones get really, really scary. But when I see this mass delusion, I don't call it psychosis, but this mass delusion of the vaccines, I am so grateful that I've been protected from that delusion. And the reason why I've been protected, I'm going to borrow a term from Matthias Desmet, is that I do believe the FLCCC has become a parallel structure against that totalitarianism. And it's not just the FLCCC. It's the Canadian COVID Care Alliance, and particularly it's Médicos per la Vida. It's also the World Council for Health, which now has 150 member organizations around the world. That is the only protection and defense against the totalitarianism. We need to show up. We need to keep speaking truth. This war that we're in, the forces and the power that we're up against, that are trying to destroy us and trying to drown out our voices, we have a responsibility. Like I said, I never thought I'd end up here. I never thought we didn't build the FLCCC to become a parallel structure against totalitarianism. It's one that we've grown up for, and I think people have looked to us and people have supported us, and we've shown up just like everyone showed up here today to this conference. We know what's going on, and that calling or that choosing or even our volunteering to do this, we have to continue to do this. Like Matthias Desmet said, the only thing that we can do is keep speaking up. I am tired. I am burnt out. I don't do this for fame or celebrity. I do tons of podcasts and interviews. I say yes anytime I'm asked because I feel a moral and ethical responsibility to speak up. And because I get a lot of these opportunities, it doesn't make me happy. To be honest, there are times when I kind of long for the old days, just me and my family, my students who like me, where I could go out to have a dinner with, go on some family vacations. I've taken vacations in this journey. They're not vacations. I'm working almost constantly because I can't seem to say no. And I know a lot of people tell me I got to protect myself and take care of my health, and I don't listen. I never have. But I don't know. You know what it is? I keep thinking it's going to end soon. I keep thinking that the wall's going to break. The truth is going to come out. And you know what? It will come out. Desmond says totalitarianism does end, and those periods actually end rather quickly. Now, the definition of quickly is a little bit to be desired, but we will get through this. We will get our truth out. All grassroots movements that were on the right side of history, that had a truth and had a goal, they've all succeeded. And the only way to succeed is little by slowly. Those small little actions that each of us do each day make a difference. You know, I do feel bad for the world. I cannot stand hearing about all the people dying. They're dropping dead. Young people who don't wake up. Healthy, beautiful young people with their lives. They are not waking up right now. They are being found in cars. They're being found down in parking lots, especially being found down on their favorite places, which are the athletic fields all around the world. They are dying. Young people are dropping dead, and they're sweeping it on the rug. Oh, what a tragedy. Why did this happen? And we know how hard it is. When I read in the papers, I get infuriated. I want to fight. This has to stop. We have to protect these children. And it's not just the children, they're young fathers and mothers. And all the babies being lost to this vaccine. I mean, it is one of the most horror shows of a time. And especially when you know what's going on, you have to watch this and you're subjected to this every day. You know, it's extremely difficult, but I don't know. We're just going to keep going, keep speaking truth, keep being objective and open-minded. And I think we're responsible to lead in our families, lead in our communities, and we'll get through this. And just know I'm going to keep showing up as long as I'm standing. So thank you for being here.